In this video, we are going to learn about analytics, metrics, and inventory options available on the S3 bucket. In the object lifecycle management, we learned that a lifecycle rule can be created which can transfer objects to different storage classes after a certain period of time to save on the cost. The analytics option basically gives you statistical data to improve your lifecycle policies. By using Amazon S3 Analytics Storage Class Analysis, you can analyze storage access patterns to help you decide when to transition the right data to the right storage class. This feature observes data access patterns to help you determine when to transition less frequently accessed standard storage to the standard IA storage class. That is, you can use the analytics results to improve your lifecycle policies. Let's take a look at some of the important points to remember. You can configure storage class analysis to analyze all the objects in a bucket. You can configure filters to group objects together for analysis by a common prefix, that is, objects that have names that begin with a common string, by object tags, or by both prefix and tags. This generally gives you more benefit of the storage class analysis. The storage class analysis shows storage usage visualizations in the Amazon S3 console that are updated daily. The storage usage data can also be exported daily to a CSV file in an S3 bucket. So how does it do it? According to the AWS documentation, the storage class analysis observes the access patterns of a filtered object dataset for 30 days or longer to gather enough information for the analysis. After storage class analysis has gathered sufficient information, you will see a message in the Amazon S3 console similar to this particular message. When performing the analysis for infrequently accessed objects, the storage class analysis looks at the filtered set of objects that are grouped together based on the age since they were uploaded to the S3 bucket. And based on how frequently or infrequently they are accessed, it will generate a report which looks like this. Now let us see how this works in the AWS console. In the AWS console, go to your bucket, click on Management, Analytics. Now let's create a filter. Give it a name. You can apply this filter to either all objects in your bucket or only few of them that start with a certain prefix. I'm going to leave it empty. Click on Export Data. Now you can choose a destination bucket. I'm going to select the same bucket here, or you can select a different bucket. The destination prefix I'm going to give as analytics and save. It shows you a message saying that we are currently analyzing your storage usage and will share the observed infrequent access patterns. So S3 is going to bide its time, say 15 days or more than 30 days according to the documentation, and it is going to generate some report that will be available in 24 to 48 hours. Now for the demonstration purpose, I had actually created a filter few days back and I have some data to be shared for you. So let me log into a different account. I am now logged into a different AWS account. I had earlier created a filter named images filter which analyzed the data, and it created this graph where it mentions that the total size of the object was 70 KB. However, in last 15 days, I have not retrieved any objects from the bucket, so it does not have any true data to be shared. But the report generally looks like this. If I had accessed some data from this bucket, then you would have seen some information which would be in the magenta color. Now let's go back to the bucket, and you can see that it has created a folder named analytics hyphen, and inside that it has created a CSV file. Let's go ahead and download it. The information that you see in this report is the date on which the object was accessed, the name of the filter, the storage class in which the object was stored, The object age, this is the range of days, that is, for example, between day 60 to 74. The number of objects, the upload size, the storage size, the request count, etc. So based on this information, basically you can go ahead and refine your lifecycle policies so you can move the data to different storage classes and you can save some cost. Now let's take a look at metrics. Metrics are used as part of monitoring the bucket. These metrics are CloudWatch metrics. We are going to learn about CloudWatch in a separate video later in this course. Amazon CloudWatch metrics for Amazon S3 can help you understand and improve the performance of applications that use S3. So basically, CloudWatch provides you with S3 related metrics for monitoring your bucket. In metrics, you can either use the daily storage metrics for buckets to collect and process storage data from S3 into readable daily metrics. These are free and recorded once per day. Or you can use S3 CloudWatch request metrics such as get requests or put requests, bytes downloaded, etc., basically HTTP requests, to monitor S3 requests. These are available at 1 minute intervals. However, these metrics are not free. Let us take a look at the metrics section in the AWS console. In the AWS console, go to your bucket, click on Management, Metrics. Now for the demonstration purpose, I had already added a filter to get more information about the usage patterns. And as shown on your screen, it is reporting some data based on the metrics such as bucket size bytes, which is bytes per day, and number of objects, that is count per day. You can also view these metrics in CloudWatch, but we are going to cover this in a separate video. So let's stop at that. If you would like to create a new filter, you can go to Add, give a filter name, and click Save. Now you can see a small note there which says that you can expect a delay of up to 15 minutes before metrics can be retrieved for newly added filter. So expect some delay before you can actually see some data. Now let's take a look at the inventory option. You can use this option to audit and report on the replication and encryption status of your objects for business or compliance and regulatory needs. Amazon S3 inventory provides comma separated values or CSV or Apache optimized row columnar, that is ORC output files that list your objects and their corresponding metadata on a daily or weekly basis for an S3 bucket or a shared prefix, that is the objects that have names that begin with a common string. You can configure multiple inventory lists for a bucket. You can also configure what object metadata to include in the inventory, whether to list all object versions or only current versions, where to store the inventory file, and whether to generate the inventory on a daily or weekly basis. You can also specify whether the inventory list file to be encrypted or not. Let us take a look at this option in the AWS console. In the AWS console, go to your bucket, Management, click on Inventory. Add a new inventory. You can give an inventory name. You can select a filter or you can keep it empty. Select a destination bucket. I'm going to select the current bucket. The destination prefix, you can choose to give some. I'm going to give it as report. You can choose the frequency as daily or weekly. I'm going to give it as daily. You can choose the output format. Let's keep it as CSV. Object versions, you can select all versions or just keep the current one. You can choose which optional fields to include in the inventory report. Also, you can choose the encryption option. I'm not going to encrypt the data, so I'm just going to select as none and hit save. Now, as it mentions, it is going to take up to 48 hours to deliver this first report. After a few minutes or hours, if you refresh and go back to your bucket, you will see a directory or a folder named report being created. Click on the directory with the report name. It will have 3 directories created, out of which go to the data. This zip file actually contains the CSV file that includes our inventory report. So go ahead and download it. Go ahead and unzip it. If you look at the report carefully, it will have the bucket name, the object name, the size, the date it was created, the E tag, and the storage class in which the object is currently placed. And this is how you generate the report by using the inventory option on the S3 bucket. In this video, we learned about analytics, metrics, and inventory options provided by S3. Analytics option gives you statistical data to improve your lifecycle policies. You can analyze storage access patterns to help you decide when to transition the right data to the right storage class. Storage class analysis observes the access patterns of a filtered object data for 30 days or longer to gather enough information for the analysis. You can use CloudWatch Matrix for S3 to help you understand and improve the performance of applications that use S3. In metrics, you can either use the daily storage metrics for buckets or S3 CloudWatch request metrics. Finally, inventory helps you audit and report on the replication and encryption status of your objects for business, compliance, and regulatory needs. I hope it is clear what analytics, metrics, and inventory are and why they are used. I will see you in the next video.